Our lesson for today is all about measures of variability, group data, specifically sample variance, population variance, how to solve sample standard deviation, and population standard deviation. But before that, don't forget to subscribe and share this video to your classmates and friends, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Also, you can find different subjects in this YouTube channel. Just select the playlist section. And finally, please don't skip the ads in this video. Thanks, and now let's proceed to our main topic for today, which is all about the measures of variability. So, papaano ba mag-solve ng measures of variability? Okay, so we have this formula for the population variance for group data. So, for the group data, we have sigma. So, when you read this, ito yung sigma squared equals summation of f of x minus mu squared over n. Na kung saan yung sigma squared, ito yung tinatawag natin population variance. Okay? Wherein yung n naman, ito yung, I'm sorry for this, this is number. Number of observations. Okay? F is the frequency, X is class mark, and mu is the population mean. Okay? So, later on, we will identify kung paano ba gawin itong process na ito. And on the other hand, to solve naman for the population standard deviation for group data, ayan, the formula is sigma equals square root of sigma squared. So, yung answer mo dito, ang gagawin lang is square root lang natin yon para makuha natin yung population standard deviation. So again, we have these two formulae for the population variance of group data. The first one is sigma squared equals summation of f of x minus mu squared over n. And for the population standard deviation for group data, we have sigma is equal to square root of sigma squared, or square root of variance, population variance. On the other hand, we have this what we call the sample variance for group data. So for the sample variance, meron naman tayong formula na S squared. So, pinagkaiba is kung sa population variance, ang gamit natin ay sigma. Sa sample variance, ang gamit natin ay letter S. Okay, so S squared equals N, summation of f of x squared minus quantity summation of f of x squared. So, magkaiba itong dalawa, no? Kasi ang hanapin lang natin dito yung summation of f of x. Tapos, i-squared natin siya. Dito naman, summation of f of x squared. Yung squared, nasa x siya. No? Wala siya sa kabuuan. All over n, quantity n minus 1. Okay? So, ano naman yung mga letters na yan? So, for example, s squared equals sample variance. So, n is the number. Again, this is a number. Sorry for the wrong spelling. Number of observations for the n. F is the frequency and X is the class mark. So, for the standard or sample standard deviation for group data, sample variance, sample standard deviation for group data, meron tayong S equals the square root of S squared. So, ibig sabihin, kung ano ang nakuha natin dito, i-square root lang natin siya. So, ganun lang yung pagkuha ng sample standard deviation for group data. So, again, for the sample variance for group data, meron tayong S squared equals N summation of f of x squared minus quantity summation of f of x squared all over N quantity N minus 1. For the sample standard deviation naman, for group data, we have S equals square root of the sample variance or S squared. Okay? Ngayon, pumunta na tayo sa sample problem. We will use this formulae na sinabi ko kanina, yung sample variance at population variance para paano sila i-solve. Okay, so example. Find the population and sample variance and standard deviation of the given data below. So we have the intervals and the frequency. So we have 61 to 65, 56 to 60, 51 to 55, 46 to 50, and 41 to 45 as our number of intervals. For the frequency naman, we have 4, 11, 10, 12, and 3. So yan yung mga gagamitin nating mga data para ma-solve natin yung population and sample variance and standard deviation for the given group of data. Now, ang first thing na gagawin natin is i-arrange natin sila vertically. Okay? So, vertically, i-arrange natin sila. So, we have, ito na, 61 to 65, this is the highest frequency kung nakikita nyo dito, 61 to 65. And then yung frequency niya is 4. I mean the highest score, no? So 61 to 65, 56 to 60, 51 to 55, 46 to 50, and 41 to 45. Kung napapansin nyo, yung pagkaka-arrange niya is from highest to lowest. Pero yung frequency same pa rin naman kung ano yung nasa tapat nila kanina. So we have 4, 11, 10, 12, and 3. So first thing to do is kailangan natin hanapin yung class mark ay class interval. So para mahanap yung class interval, ang gagawin lang natin, by the way, ang class interval nito ay 5. So paano ko nakuha yung 5? Okay, so focus tayo halimbawa dito sa first interval, 41 to 45. So magka-count tayo ng 41, 42, 43, 44, and 45. So 5, di ba? So we have I equals 5. O try natin dito sa 61 to 65. So we have 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So I is equal to 5. Okay? Now, for the frequency naman, we have 4, 11, 10, 12, and 3. So, para makuha yung frequency, we have n equals. So, i-add lang natin yan, and that is the total number of frequencies. So, this total number of frequencies is represented by n or pwede rin capital N. So, let's say it's a capital N. So, let's change it into capital N kasi capital N yung ginamit ko sa formula. Okay? And then, for the next one, ang hanapin natin yung X. Ito yung tinatawag nating class mark. Pag sabing class mark, siya yung middle number sa interval. Halimbawa, 61 to 65. Kung magka-count ka, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So, among those 5 numbers, ano yung gitna? So, yung gitna is 63. So that is the median. Okay? How about 56 to 60? That's 58. Next, 51 to 55, that's 53. Then 46 to 50, that's 48. And 41 to 45, that's 43. Now, pwede rin hindi na natin kunin yung summation, pero for the sake of the discussion, kukunin ko lang yung total. So, yung total is 265. Ang tawag doon ay summation of x or yung tinatawag nilang total of x. So, i-add mo lang yung 63, 58, 53, 48, tsaka 43 para makuha mo yung 265. Yung next natin gagawin is f of x. So, paano na naman yung f of x? Yung f, siya yung frequency times x. So, i-multiply mo si frequency at saka si x. So, 4 times 63 is 252. 11 times 58 is 638. 10 times 58, 53, 530, 12 times 48, 576, 3 times 43, 129. Then ito total ko yan, ang makukuha ko is summation of f of x equals 2,125. From here, dito sa portion na to, pwede na natin makuha yung mean. At yung mean natin ay ito. So ito yung nakuha ko kanina, no? Ito nasa ilalim. So mean is equal to summation of f of x over n. So pakita lang natin, ha? Sige, alisin natin yung pen. Wait lang. Okay, may n yan sa baba. So, nakatakip lang kasi dito sa ano. So, we have summation of f of x over n. So, yung ano natin, summation of f of x is 2,125 divided by 40. I hope nakikita sa video. Then, i-divide mo yung dalawang yan, makukuha mo 53.125. Malaki yung papel nito mamaya dito sa ating last column. Okay? Now, proceed tayo sa x squared. Sa x squared, ibig sabihin, itong class mark, i-squared lang natin siya. So, we have 63 times 63, 3,969. 58 times 58, 3,364. 53 times 53, 2,809. 48 times 48, 2,304. And 43 times 43 is 1,849. So, nakuha na natin yan. So, pwede rin natin siyang i-total. Ang total niya is 14,295. After that, etong nakuha natin dito, etong summation of x squared, okay, imumultiply natin ulit si frequency. So, ibig sabihin, 4 times 3,969, okay, ang makukuha natin ay 15,876. 11 times 3,364 is 37,004. 10 times 2,809, 28,090. Then, 12 times 2,304, 27,648. And 3 times 1,849 is 5,547. Again, ito total ko yan. And the answer is summation of f of x squared equals 114,165. Yun ang total niya. Okay, na kung saan mamaya magagamit din natin yan. Ngayon, for the last column, ang gagawin naman natin is, kung nakikita nyo, F, ibig sabihin frequency. Actually, madali lang naman makita kung anong gagawin mong step sa mga nandito. Ang ibig sabihin ng fx squared, ibig sabihin mo, multiply mo si frequency kay x squared. Ito yon. And then sa x squared naman, ibig sabihin niya, imumultiply mo yung x by itself. Sa f of x, imumultiply mo si frequency kay x, which is the class mark. Pag sabing x, that is the class mark. Kukunin mo yung gitna or yung middle. Nagigets nyo ba? Now, for the last one, we have f. Ibig sabihin frequency, quantity x. Asan yung x dyan? Ito yan. Diba? Yung ating class mark. Minus, merong bar dito. Ibig sabihin, ito yung gagamitin natin, yung mean na sinolve natin kanina, na 53.125. And then may squared. So, pakinggan nyo lang ako mabuti para malaman nyo kung paano ang gagawin. So, unang gagawin natin is 63. Okay, on your calculator, paki-type 63 minus 53.125. Then, click equals. And then, click squared. Then, click equals. And then, multiply the frequency, which is 4. Ito yung frequency niya kasi nandito siya sa row na to. I repeat, 63 minus 53.125. And then, click equals. And then, click squared. Yung may squared na na symbol, no? Ito 'yun, squared. Then click equals, then times f, which is 4. Then click equals, and you will get by the way, nasa na 'yon? Wait lang ipakita na natin. Ayan. So you will get 390.06. Okay, round off your answer to nearest hundredths. Okay, next. For the next one, x is 58. So, 58 minus 53.125. Laging minus 53.125 kasi siya yung mean. Okay? Then, click equals. Then, squared times 11. 11 naman yung frequency. Ang makukuha mo is 261.42. Round off your answer to nearest hundredths. Next, 53, the x. So, x minus mean is 53 minus 53.125, and that is negative 0.125. Then squared, then click equals, then multiply f, which is 10, and you will get 0.16. Next, 48 minus mean. So, 48 minus 53.125 equals. Then click squared, click equals, then multiply to 12, click equals, and you will get 315.19. And then finally, we have 43 minus 53.125. Click equals, squared, then click equals, then multiply to 3, and the answer is 307.55. Actually, pwede mo naman siyang i-type ng buo sa calculator mo kung meron kang scientific calculator. Like, for instance, kung ang F mo ay 4, so ita-type mo 4, open parenthesis, 63 minus 53.125, close parenthesis, and then click squared, and you will get 390.06. Ganon din naman yung makukuha mo. Again, always remember that when you are solving this one, round off your answer to nearest hundredths. Okay, depende yun sa prof mo kung gusto niya is 4 decimal places. So in my class, I always ask them to write this in this portion yung 2 decimal places and is enough. Then after that, you can get the total and you will have 1,274.38. Okay, as the summation of f of x minus mean. So that's mean, hindi siya x lang. So meron siyang bar sa taas, squared. Okay? Now, since kumpleto na ang mga given natin, so pwede na tayong mag-solve. So, meron na tayong I, N, summation of X, summation of F of X, summation of X squared, summation of X, quantity X squared, and summation of F, quantity X minus mean squared. Okay? Tsaka meron na din tayong 53.125 as our mean. So after that, pwede na tayong mag-proceed sa ating first part, population variance of for group data. Para ma-solve ang population variance, again, we need to use this formula. Sigma squared equals summation of f of x minus mu squared over n. Okay? Ang nakuha natin kanina na summation of f of x minus mu squared ay 1,274.38. Tama? Ito yon, 1,274.38. Ito yon, no? Ito yung nakuha natin kanina. So, yun lang yung lalagay natin dito. And then yung n natin is 40. Balikan natin. N is equal to 40. So, i-divide mo lang yung dalawa, makukuha mo is 31.86. So, ganun lang kadaling kunin ang population variance. Okay? Kaya maganda na sinolve na muna natin yung sa table bago tayo pumunta dito sa ating formula. And next one is population standard deviation. For group data naman, so ang gagawin lang, yung variance is square root mo lang siya. So, square root of 31.86, ang makukuha mo is 5.64. Okay? So, that is the variance, the standard deviation for the population data. Now, paano ko malalaman kung tama yung standard deviation ko ngayon? I mean yung sample variance tsaka sample standard deviation. Dapat hindi magkakalayo ang score mo dito. Ang nakuha mo dito ay hindi dapat ganun kalayo sa sample. So ngayon, proceed tayo sa sample. Ito yung formula kaninang pinakita ko sa sample. S squared equals n summation of f of x squared minus quantity summation of f of x squared over n quantity n minus n. Okay, for this one, okay, meron tayong 40 for the n, and then yung summation of f of x squared, kung babalikan natin yung PowerPoint, summation of f of x squared, ayan, is 114,165. So, ito yan. And then minus quantity, summation of f of x is 2,125 squared, then 40 quantity 40 minus 1. 40 minus 1 is 39 times 40 is 1,560. 40 times 1,100, 114,165 is 4,566 hundreds, thousand, and 600. And for the 2,125 squared, we have 4,515,625. I-subtract mo yung dalawa, makukuha mo 50,975, and i-divide mo siya sa 1,560, you will get 32.68. So, kung titignan natin ang sample variance for group data, hindi siya ganun kalayo ang score niya dito sa ating 31.86 na population variance. Okay, so ito yung sample variance natin. I'm sorry, ano nangyari? So that's the population variance. Balikan natin. So that's the population variance, no? And the sample variance. Okay, so S squared is equal to 32.68 as our sample variance for group data. Again, for the sample standard deviation for group data, ang gagawin lang natin is just square root. So, square root lang natin yung nakuha natin na 32.68 at ang makukuha natin is 5.72. So, again, i-compare natin siya, 5.64 and 5.72 ay hindi ganun kalayo sa bawat isa. Magtaka ka kapag yung nakuha mo is lumagpas na ng 1 point, no? Kasi point something lang ito eh. So, pag lumagpas na siya ng 1.2 points niya, medyo magtataka na tayo dun sa ating answer. Okay? Kasi meron silang big difference. Pero sa nakikita ko sa ating example, yung population variance at sample variance ay pareho lamang ng score. Okay, para saan ba yung pagkuha ng variance? Again, ang pagkuha ng variance ay para makita natin, okay, yung layo ng bawat score or layo ng bawat score sa mean ng ating group data. Okay? So, ganun ang purpose ng pagkuha ng population variance and sample variance. Okay? So, That's all about our lesson for this topic, the measures of variability for group data, the sample variance, population variance, sample standard deviation, and population standard deviation. I hope you learned something to our lesson even though I just gave one example. But dun sa example na yung kumpleto na siya. Okay, kumpleto ko na na-discuss yung apat na variability. So with that, thank you very much for your listening.